What happened today that made you happy?
My wife got cussed out by the person behind her in line one day because she wouldn't pull up. If she did, she would hit the car in front of her, so instead of yelling back, she bought their meal for them. The lady pulled up beside her. She was sobbing and apologizing, saying she was having a really rough day and how sorry she was for being rude. Saturday, my so and I set up a large umbrella on our patio. Sunday morning, I saw a pair of wrens, we previously named them Wren and Wren, climbing in and out of it. As I approached, the wren flew off. I opened the umbrella and all these little sticks and fluffy debris fell to the ground. They were sitting on a nearby fence tweeting angrily at me. I ruined the nest they were building. Most of the remainder of the morning they were flitting about looking confused and scouting out new locations to nest. I felt so guilty. I tried to come up with ideas for alternatives that could be appealing to them to help them out. But no bites. Monday, I retrieved the birdhouse from my mother-in-law's, which was laying around in a pile outside of her house, and I brought it back home with me. I hung the newly acquired birdhouse from a lamppost we have in our backyard, about 5 feet from the umbrella. Within an hour, I was in my living room watching TV on the other side of the house when I heard Wren singing from my backyard. I peered out the kitchen window only to see Wren and Wren hopping all over the recently installed birdhouse. Shortly thereafter, they were both dutifully retrieving sticks from their original nest that had fallen into a loose pile under my umbrella. I didn't have the heart to throw them away, and bringing them into the birdhouse. Today, I awoke to Wren's beautiful song. I had to check it out and I went to the back window. There was Wren, standing atop the globe of the lamp, shortly above her new home. Just singing so happily. Wren popped out of the entrance to their house and perched on a little arm with a hook for a potted plant that protruded from the same post and started chatting up to Wren. I decided that I really don't need alcohol in my life. I'm a social drinker, but I still get tired the next day, even after 2 glasses of wine. I can't get moving the next morning, so I lose part of that day to nothingness, instead of enjoyment or productivity. It makes me say bolder things than I would normally say, and I am usually uncomfortable with something I said while I was drinking. Nothing major, but still, what positive is this adding to my life? Nothing. Last year I didn't drink at all and I still had fun and good times. Even better because I didn't feel bad or tired the next day and never had regrets at all. I did it to see if I'd lose more weight with no alcohol, and I did. But it crept back in. So I think I'll let it go again, this time because of itself and not as part of another aspect of my life. My Oriole family in my yard wrecked my feeder because it was empty. It made me happy to know that I can help animals in some small way. It made me laugh to know that they were all, "Hey, where's the food at, lady?" I was working today, police officer, and I talked to some random delivery guy. He's black and I'm white. He asked me what I thought of all going on, told him my view on it. Told him I'm glad people protest, it's their right, but the people who loot and destroy their communities are assholes. Said the guy in Minnesota is a fuckhead and told him, yeah, like every other job you have bad eggs. He asked me if I think some cops are racist. I told him yes and told him some act like bullies. He told me most cops are good people who get lumped with the shit ones. Guy asked me how I view people. I told him you can be black, white, Asian, Hispanic, straight, gay, trans, anything. If you're not an asshole, you're fine with me. We first bumped, it was a good day. Random delivery driver, I forgot your name, but you are a good dude. A hummingbird keeps coming to my window and hovering. No reason why, but it is fun to watch. Knowing your boss has your back is such a rare and amazing thing. Today I ended up swamped with work that I'll probably be mired in for the rest of the week, so when I suddenly got an email telling me it was time to start working on yet another project, I was on the verge of a mental breakdown, until my manager swooped in with an email saying that someone else would be working on that project because my hands were already full, before I'd even had a chance to reply. I got an email from a student, middle school, who always complained about being in class and school and doing work, yeah, no middle school stuff. It said she loved having me as her teacher. Got a little teary-eyed. I'm a first-year teacher and I was so afraid I wouldn't have a positive impact on my students. Happy I did for at least one. I'll never understand the saying that money doesn't bring happiness, man. Like knowing you have a roof over your head, food in your belly, a reliable way to get to work, or not even work at all depending on how one acquired said money / how much, and just being able to breathe sounds like a great and happy way to be. Knowing you can drop a few bills on a friend's hobby or help out a homeless guy or something. Have no debt, be able to afford health insurance, not having to worry about which kid gets new shoes this week and which one gets some next month. Money is good if used wisely and not hoarded like all of the top 1%. Peace and happiness, friend, dollar bills and gold coins. Cheers. My dad got a job as a warehouse manager that he needed so he doesn't need to work 2 jobs and he can see me and my family more. Edit, don't think I'm being that guy, but to whoever awarded my comment. I have been on Reddit for technically over a year, had to make a new account, and made as much good content as I could being a 15-year-old kid. To whoever awarded me, you just made my day even better. Thank you. Told my boss to sell all of my vacation time except 1 week. Turns out I had 1,040 HRS saved up. Should be getting something like $15,000 this Friday. Edit, there are too many to reply to now, but for people wondering, I work a job that puts me on the road for 10 months per year. I am single without kids, and I like my job, and being out on the road. So my time builds up rather quickly. I usually take 1 week off, and I get a few days off for Thanksgiving and Christmas. I really should take more vacation, though. Wow. They let it roll over that long? A lot of jobs make you use it or lose it at the end of the year. Edit, apparently I don't know what I'm talking about. The US has laws against this type of policy. At worst there's a cap on how much time / equivalent pay you can build up. Edit 2, more knowledgeable Redditors indicate laws / rules vary state by state. I've never had a job with paid vacation. I think I get 1 sick day per semester, but I'm required to find a sub before taking it. Nobody subs for adjuncts. I went out today to buy groceries and not a single business in my neighborhood was looted. I live in the southwest side of Chicago and was worried, especially since my dad said the Walgreens near him was hit. The cashier at the grocery store told me they tried to loot the little strip mall where I like to go and get wings, but the business owners and gangs members protected it. It's weird to say, but it brought so much relief to me that my neighborhood was safe from those that are trying to spark chaos and creating so many hardships for small businesses that were already struggling. I spent the day cleaning the house since both of my parents are working and I didn't want them to have to clean this weekend. My dad, who is currently working from home BC coronavirus, was going to run to the store to get food for dinner and asked if there was anything I needed while he was out. I jokingly said, well, you could get me a coffee if you want to, not expecting him to actually consider getting it. I drink a lot of coffee, and normally my parents try to reel in the amount of coffee I buy from coffee shops because, you know, money. However, he said, sure, what exactly do I need to order, which was very surprising. So now, after spending hours cleaning the house, I get to enjoy a nice triple shot vanilla latte thanks to my fantastic dad. We finally were able to see the house we've been wanting to see and made an offer. Hopefully the buyer accepts and we can start packing up our rental. It's in the area we want our kids to go to school in, down the road from our favorite wing place, we can literally walk there, and it's in a beautiful neighborhood. It was on the market 2 months ago, but the sellers took it off because of the whole COVID shit. Then they postponed putting it back on market to paint the inside. We've been wanting to see it and we're afraid that it was a list cause. I'm so excited to hear if our offer was accepted. ETA, the seller accepted our offer. I couldn't be happier. I've been working on a model train set with the guy I recently have started seeing. It's a fun, wholesome project that we're both excited about. I bought some miniatures for it and sent him a picture like look what I got, and he responded those are awesome but they're the wrong scale, but it's okay, we will just make a diorama just for them. The trains he has are N scale and the miniatures I got were Ho scale, which would basically make them Amazonians walking around the city. My last relationship literally called me stupid and lazy for not reading the label if I bought the wrong drink or sauce. But the fact the new guy remained positive, knowing I was just excited about the project, and just wants to make a bunch of fun projects with me really brought a smile to my face. Honestly, the person who apologized is, or is becoming, a really good person too. They had the decency to recognize that they were being shitty, took the time to apologize, and will hopefully pay it forward by being pleasant to other people or doing nice things for them in the future. Sometimes we're a work in progress, but moments like this remind us that it's worth the work to progress. I found out today I'm getting out of the hospital tomorrow and will be allowed to carry my baby to 34 weeks instead of delivering a super preemie this Friday. And I got a call from my daughter's new kindergarten teacher. We weren't able to tour the schools we are holding spots in, so it's been hard to decide what we will be doing for kindergarten next year. We can't afford her private program anymore, and I've been fretting because I'm going to be dealing with a new baby with breathing issues while trying to transition her to a new school after the spring/summer of COVID. It's a lot of chaos and change for a little 4-year-old to navigate. The new kindergarten option is going to be perfect for her learning needs, and it's one less thing weighing on my mind. My kids used to fight me if I suggested that they read. They hated reading, especially my middle daughter. They saw it as a punishment. I introduced them to Harry Potter at the beginning of the stay-at-home orders. We watched the movies and my wife and I talked about the stuff they left out from the books. But we wouldn't tell them everything, even though they asked. We said they had to read them. I sat down at the table today to eat lunch and my oldest was engrossed in book 3, while my middle had the Kindle open and is 1/4 of the way into book 2. Made my heart happy.